All right. Hey guys, it is Jordy from Seven Eagle Group. I am so excited to have a special guest with us today. Every now and then I come across military veterans who I feel are just doing such great work for the community. And I really want to share their stories because there's so many amazing lessons to learn from people who have been through the same maybe struggles or challenges that many people have had in coming out of the military and leading a successful civilian life. And not just that, but paying it forward and giving back to those behind them. And this is one of those guys who is just so likable. We decided to bring him onto our team here at Seven Eagle Group. I served about 8 years in the Marine Corps in the Corps as a drill sergeant, as a fitness instructor. He is from Mobile, Alabama, and also a huge gamer, has a very successful YouTube channel you should check out. Mr. Charming Ihekoronye. Do I got that right?
There you go. Yeah,
I got it right?
you actually did it perfect.
I wrote it out phonetically for myself just to make sure.
There you go.
Has anyone ever pronounced that correct on the first try?
Uh, I had a Nigerian teacher, substitute teacher, when I was like in seventh grade, who pronounced it perfectly. Actually, she told me she pronounced it, and I was like, "That's not how you pronounce my name." She's like, "No, you pronounce your name. You're just not Nigerian, actually, so you don't know how to pronounce it." I was like, "What? You can't tell me how to pronounce my own name." But she did.
Man. Hey, Charming, thank you for taking a few minutes today to share your story and tell everyone a little bit about what you're doing now. So let's start at the beginning. Where'd you grow up? What made you decide to join the Corps? How did that come into play in your life?
Oh God. So I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. Not a good place. And it's crazy because out there's not really many people who go into the military. I mean, near St. Louis is Fort Lauderdale base, or Lauderdale, I don't even know the name. It's the Army base, but it's great because from there, the military for us is something like very foreign. And so it's like only like the top of the top people go into the military. Only like most people like where I'm from don't do that kind of stuff. And so I was actually in college. I was in my freshman year of college, and most people don't have a similar story to mine. I've not met somebody who has, and it's crazy. I was in my college dorm with two of my roommates, and we were enjoying the night, watching movies. And we watched the movie Yes Man. Have you ever heard of Yes Man with Jim Carrey?
Yes Man, no.
Okay, Yes Man is a movie with Jim Carrey, and essentially he's like this crazy prude to opportunities in life. Like he never wants to do anything. Anybody offers him an opportunity, he says no. And so we were like, you know what? We should do this thing and be yes men for one day and see the kind of opportunities it takes us down. Because for the most part, like we definitely wanted some excitement in our lives because we had gotten so used to this like going to work, working the basic like 9 to 5, doing the basic stuff, going to classes, and it was just boring. And so we decided, tomorrow we're going to be yes men, and any opportunity that presents itself, we're going to say yes to. Well, it just so happens that some Marine Corps recruiters came to the college that next day, and at this point I was a music major, and so they actually brought a brass quintet from New Orleans band up there, and so they performed. And after the performance, they were like, "Is anybody interested in, enlisting in the military?" And me and my two buddies raised our hands. Yes. So we filled out the paperwork, and like I had never ever thought about going into the military.
It wasn't cross your mind until Jim Carrey. Wow, that's
and so that's how that happened. Now my two friends, like a couple of days later, whenever the recruiters called to confirm our like appointment at the recruiting station, they were like, "No, it was just a joke." But I was like, the rules of the game is no matter what, no matter when it is, you have to go down that path. And so I was like, this is something that's new for me. I can do this for myself. I could. Hopefully it turns out well. And if it doesn't turn out well, one of two things happen. I go to war and I die. That's what I thought about military. I go to war and I die, or I survive and I do well. One of the two.
Holy cow. So you joined, so what, you drop out of college and then join right there? You did? Wow.
And I mean I was great in school. It's just opportunity. most people pass up so many different opportunities.
Yeah.
They pass up so many opportunities. And I mean, not that you have to take every single opportunity, because some opportunities might land you in some bad places, but you know, as long as you've got the perseverance and the dedication to whatever it is to be the best, then you're gonna do well. Like, I mean, if you just kind of take some random opportunity and you're just like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna go walk down this path, you're not really gonna get anywhere. You need to run.
Yeah. No doubt,
Yeah.
man. No doubt. So talk a little bit about your military experience. Like, what you
Oh God.
do? Was it valuable? Did you enjoy your time?
So I credit a lot of my time to boot camp. For somebody like me, coming from, you know, the Midwest, where, you know, there's not really many opportunities for like fun or for anything like that. All we really do is just shoot and hunt. That's it. You know, it was really different for me to be around people from all over the country and all over the world.
Yeah.
And so boot camp itself for me was like amazing. I mean, I had never really felt so much, you know, pride of belonging and like brotherhood than I had anywhere else. My drill instructors were also great mentors, great leaders.
Yeah.
I really loved them. I really appreciated what they did. I learned a lot of things. And so, you know, from there, I definitely always wanted to be able to give back what my drill instructors gave to me. And so that's kind of where my interest lied in wanting to become a drill instructor, because I think my drill instructors did phenomenal things.
Yeah.
You know, they were building the next leaders, and something that I think I really appreciated and valued. At that point, I didn't really know, but I really valued building other people, you know, building other leaders and changing people's lives. And so kind of my time in the military was spent around being able to, you know, serve other people and take care of others. And it's crazy because you go into the military to serve the country, but it's like I went in to serve the people who are serving the country. It was crazy.
Important.
Yeah.
It's
And so
interesting how you saw that vision for yourself right away, and then headed down that path. I know you were a really successful drill sergeant. I talked to a lot of the people you worked with.
You have, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's great, man. What are you looking back now at now you're a civilian, looking back at your time in service, what do you think were the main benefits for you personally? Like, how did that make you into the man you are today and help you put you on this path to success?
I actually credit a lot of who I am to that yes man thing. I learned a lot, honestly, you know, because like I said, so many people don't take opportunities.
Yeah.
And you never know what the opportunity might take you to. Right. And so I actually really truly credit a lot of it. And I still try and structure my life around that principle of, you know, just try to take this step and see where it takes you to, you know. And so one thing I definitely learned over my time in the military was how to do things for myself and not for other people. You know, I mean, mom wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer. If I don't want to be a doctor or a lawyer, I don't want to be a doctor or a lawyer. But I used to tell myself, no, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer. You know, nobody wanted me to go into the military whenever I did. And I decided, well, I'm going to go because, I mean, basically because of the bet, but I'm going to go and I'm going to try my best to enjoy it. And so I think one of the biggest things I've learned was how to take chances and not look back and not like dwell on it, because there's a lot of people who don't take a chance and they sit there and think, well, what would have happened if I, and I don't want, I never want that. Even if it comes to like applying for a job, if I see a job on like, you know, if I saw a job on like Indeed or something like that and it looked great, but I'm like, I don't have the qualifications. And then later on, you know, I think, well, what if I did apply? And maybe I am great enough.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people have that they're holding themselves back. A lot of times people are afraid of their own success.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be afraid of my own success. I don't want to, even though I am a lot of times. I still am. But I mean, being successful in the military, how I was, you know, I was able to utilize that success and really tell myself, see, I can do things that are out of the ordinary for even me. And it really built me up, because I'm like, take opportunities, take a next step. You never know. And so that was one big thing. But probably the other largest thing is just that the military for me humbled me a lot. Crazy, because a lot of people go into the military, especially Marine Corps, and they get a big head, and they think of themselves so highly. But for me, it actually humbled me a lot, and it kind of allowed me to focus in on the values of communicating with other people. And I know, like, when you look at here, like when you look at me, I enjoy the values of communicating with people. I'm like screaming into like some 18-year-old
That
face.
poor kid right there. He's getting that earful, huh?
I'm sorry.
He's getting an earful, that poor
Oh,
kid.
he was getting it. Oh, he was getting
He
it.
was
But
getting
but like I really start to value communicating with other people, and being able to see the values in themselves and build other people up. And so, kind of just one of the other big things that I got out of the military was humbling myself, and also understanding that everybody has some path that they're on, and I could have a huge influence based on what it is that I do with them, and I never want to leave bad influence, you know.
Yeah, that's great, man. I love how it taught you that confidence to trust your gut, trust your instincts, take those chances, and that you're constantly thinking about, your brothers and sisters and how you can serve them. And that leads me to what you're doing now with us, which is you've dedicated your career now to becoming a financial professional and helping military veterans with achieving, financial success, helping them with insurance policies, helping them with 401ks, with annuities. So talk about like why are you going down this path? What about this career interests you, and why are you dedicating so much time to continue in this service?
So, kind of going back to the fitness piece. So while I was in the military, I decided to go down the fitness route. I found out that I had some health concerns myself, and so I really got into health and fitness because of that. I decided to get my first degree in health and fitness, and it was great. I enjoyed it because I was like, I can change people's lives. I can do more of what I'm doing in the military, but I can do that now with everybody and their physical health and things like that, and that was great for me. The only thing is, there's a huge barrier to personal training, right? Like the cost, right? Personal training costs a lot of money, and that really pained me, because it's like I want to be able to help people out, and the knowledge that I have and the time that I want to give helping these people, but it's like the people who need the most help with their their fitness goals or whatever, they don't have the money to, and that bothers me. It got to the point where I was just doing free sessions. And like, I can't make a living on free sessions. Right. And most gyms, if they pay you, they might pay you a small salary, but most of it is going to be commission. So I can't go and sign up to work at a gym if I'm just giving away free sessions. And so that was really tough for me to be able to take money from, the people who I know need the money and also need the information and knowledge. So kind of from there, the next step, whenever I found the opportunity here, I never ever thought I was going to go into finances at all. I've always been a good businessman, I would say, or a good leader. There's a difference between businessman and leader. But I've always been a good both of those. And so whenever I got the chance to, start here, I'm able to assist, my military brothers and sisters in finances. I was like, well, I don't know what I can do with finance, but I can definitely help them out or lead or something like that. Maybe I could build a team of other people who wants to assist, and so as I kind of got started, I noticed a very similar thing. I'm able to help build other people to change their lives, whether financially or not, and more importantly, I don't have to like charge them. There's that barrier to entry that I had when I was a fitness trainer. I don't have to do, and I'm still going to get paid, and so now I don't have to really worry about the pay portion, and I can just focus strictly on helping and providing value. And that right there is so great for me, because I broke myself in the military, and I can't really do fitness training anymore. And so I had to pivot off to something else, and I can go be a leader or a manager anywhere, but I'm not going to get the same value. I'm not going to get the same. It's not going to be the same type of culture in those communities and those environments. Just out in the civilian world. So I definitely was looking for somewhere for me to plant my feet, start changing people's lives, and building on other leaders, and changing the world in that way. So it comes to the finance part, I'm like, okay, finance is cool. Finance, I know, is just one of the most profitable industries. So I'm like, okay, cool. So if I can figure that out, and it was like the entire business plan that you guys have here is just all laid out for you, and it's just makes it so easy to start, and
Yeah.
it's simple, it's easy to duplicate, and it's just like it was a no brainer. I get to help my vets, I get to learn a bunch of knowledge, I get to coach and lead, you know, and help people out with whatever their situation is, you know, finances. And you know, one of the biggest things about why I think that this is important for me to help, you know, others is because as I transitioned, I got out of the Marine Corps at the end of July last year in 2022. As I transitioned, I had a pretty rough time, like with finances and with figuring life out, you know, and even though they pack so many resources into you, it can be overwhelming. Like the TAPS class and like EAS class and all those things can be a lot of information, and so much stuff just goes right over your head. You know, and I would have loved to just have somebody that was able to be there to sit down with me like my last year to 6 months and walk every step of the way with me financially, because you know that I wouldn't have let my life insurance policy lapse. You know, like I had SGLI while I was in the military, but you know, they tell you have 180 days before like you cannot like transition your life insurance to like VA life insurance. I knew that, but I also wasn't thinking about it. I didn't have anybody there to say, hey, let's look at this. Plus, on top of that, even if I was gonna try and look for, you know, life insurance after I got out, I don't know anything about life insurance.
Where do you even start, man?
What if I need somebody else? It's gonna, if I go to an insurance agent, they're gonna charge me, and I ain't got the money for that. I just have to get out of the military. You know, and so things like that, or switching my TSP. You know what I did whenever I got out? I withdrew all of my TSP funds. I was penalized and taxed heavily on it because I didn't know what else to do.
What to do, right.
Exactly. And so, you know, what we're able to do here now is help, you know, sit our veterans down, whether they're transitioning or not, or already, and work with them and take them through that step of the process, so they're not going to be completely screwed like I was. And there's so many veterans that just don't know anything about finance. We don't teach it. I mean, I would know as being a drill instructor, I sent my recruits and tried to teach them a little bit about finance, but you don't have that much time and things like that.
Well, what I love so much about your personal career path and what you're doing now in finance is you're scratching a lot of the itches that you have in your life, like of helping people. There's this theme here that I love, and what better way than to help get somebody on the path to six figures. And I know in your first year out of the service, you're going to be well over that. And gosh, what an incredible story as you start to bring more and more of your fellow veterans with you on this journey and protecting them with insurance and helping them build wealth. And I absolutely love that about you. And I can't wait to see how many hundreds of lives you are going to touch and the impact you're going to have over your career, which is just off to the races. So let's talk. How can I want anyone who's listening who wants to meet Charming for whatever you need? I know you don't turn down a fellow vet. If you want help with finances, trying to learn something about insurance, you just want to talk, you need some advice on gaming or on fitness, he's on LinkedIn. Check him out. I'll put your name. We'll put your name on in the note that goes with this live, so you'll be able to see how to spell it. But I think you're the only Charming on LinkedIn with this, so it'll be easy to find you. And you know, where can they find your gaming channel? Tell them about that, where they can watch it.
So if you guys are looking at, you know, interested in seeing, because not only is my channel about gaming, it's also about video production. I have an entire production team that I hired as well. And so a lot of people, they love how my videos and my content is edited or managed. And so that's also another piece to why people love my YouTube channel, is because it's produced very well. But, you know, you can find me at either Charming Unlimited or at Sub to Charming. You can do either one of the two of those. You can find me whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Discord at Sub to Charming. That's really good. And Charming's with a 1 instead of the I as well.
And it's And his email is just charming at 7eagle.com.
Yeah, 7eagle.com.
And yeah, just reach out. You need someone to talk to. You need a mentor. You want somebody who is on the way to an incredibly successful career in your corner. He's the guy for you. Charming, thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate learning more about you and
thank
what
you,
you're doing.
Jordy.
Take
This
care.
is awesome.